marketing department. I'm one of 7, so we have a very full staff marketing department. My title is brand experience creator, and I don't know why, but it is because I do a lot of things. Just so you can kind of understand what we do at Southeast Mortgage as far as marketing goes. We do events like yesterday. Darren and Justin were there for that event. We do events, we do social media, we do graphic design of all sorts. What else do we do? Everything marketing, co-branding with our partners. We have a CRM that we use with you guys called Total Expert that you guys will learn along the way, as well as myself. We have an app called Southeast Go, and that will link you to a loan officer and make the process so much easier. That's part of marketing. It's something that we push alongside our loan officers. So we do everything marketing you can think of, but my specialty is social media. Just because my specialty is social media doesn't mean I don't know everything marketing wise. And if I don't know the answer to one of your questions today or in the future, I will find the answer. My background is that I have been in real estate marketing for a long time. I want to say like 7 years. I worked with one of your competitors. I guess you can call them a competitor. Yeah.
She started here.
What?
She started here.
She did. Oh, good to know. I was the marketing director at a brokerage in Buford for a while, so very local to here. So I'm glad to be back in the area and in front of agents, because obviously working at Southeast Mortgage, I'm in front of loan officers, and I've grown to love it. But I am very comfortable in front of agents, and so I'm really excited about helping you guys grow your business. It's something that I'm passionate about. But if you look at my social media, do not use it as a reference, because I'm not passionate about growing my business, because I post my kid and that's really it. So,
but at Southeast Mortgage social media.
Yeah, I manage Southeast Mortgage social media. So you'll see my passion is there, and it is now with you guys as well. So I want to help you guys grow your business. And in doing that, I have some tips and tricks that I think will work for you, that if you're not doing now, that you could start. And if you're seeing that what you're doing now isn't working, that you may find out why today. So I think go this way. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay. I don't have this memorized. You can't tell. And I can't read that.
Turn it around if you need to.
Yeah. Be comfortable. There we go. Okay, so why social media matters in wait, this is the wrong one. Okay. We're gonna send you the right one. Give me one moment. So this slide is actually for loan officers, and we have one specific for real estate for you guys. So let me grab that really quick.
Are they still good?
Yes, these are right.
Okay.
These are right. I want to give you the one that coincides with that one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
That one's right.
Well, while we're waiting, if not everybody has followed Southeast Mortgage social media, I would say go follow it. That way you can see what she does.
Download the Southeast Go app.
Anybody that doesn't have it, we can share it. It's a shameless plug. You'll love it.
Yeah.
I know. I was just like, no, I don't know what to click here. No, you're there. You don't need to. Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm trying to like sign up and stuff. And I'm like, I got some tips.
Oh yeah, no. When it's on Claude, it's like a legal file. I gotta fix it. Okay, in the meantime, while she's doing that, she's right here. You tell me you're ready. So I wanted to share one thing. Can I share this? I'm gonna share this. Sure. I went to the Chad Hines event yesterday at Southeast Mortgage. And can you guys tell me what the number is for the touch program that has been taught forever?
92.
Seriously?
Is that right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a man. That's why I didn't say anything.
I knew where you were going. They're gonna show up late. You gotta be quiet.
Can we just make sure if he shows up, he's got to be quiet? There you go.
right? Does everybody know it's a 36 touch?
Everybody does that.
It was 36 forever. And then it went to like, I don't know, 60 and then 72. It is now 92. 92. How many people in here do 92 touches a year? Sounds like a lot, right?
I don't want to touch myself 92 times a year. No plot.
Move right on. So, all right, I'm gonna share with y'all.
Chris look better.
And I am going to then share this with a market planner because I took notes. I just want to tell you, 92 touch program is so easy. Literally, it's so easy. It's 12 engagement texts a year. 12 engagement texts a year. How many is that a month? One. 12 real estate texts or direct mailers a year. How many is that a month?
One.
So how many do we have so far? We have 2 a month. Good job. Next is we have 12 market update emails. How many is that a month? One. We're at 36. Fun fact. 4 calls a year. 4 calls a year. DTD2. What is that? 1 a quarter. So 36 plus 4 is what? 40 touches. The last one is weekly emails. How many weeks are in a year? 52. A weekly email. Nobody's opening your email. Nobody really cares what your email says. What is the purpose of a weekly email? For them to see your name. Consistent. Yes.
So I want to go back to the engagement texts. So the engagement text that you're sending out. So some of the example that they were using was like
National Ice Cream
Day.
Mhm.
What's your favorite flavor? You're looking for engagement, and he says that you're looking for 80% engagement.
Yep.
Like an 80% response. Nothing. It doesn't have to be real estate related. He actually said it shouldn't be real estate related. So just whatever day is going on, whatever your thing is, just be able to do something like that.
Yeah. So that's 92. Does that feel like a lot?
Don't be honest.
Text, email, call, maybe a mailer. Y'all, it's not a lie. It's not a lie.
Especially if you subscribe to Jordan's program and they go out every month, then you don't even have to think about it.
That's right.
Or smart plans.
Or smart plans that are automated. Yeah. So I just want to share that because I'm going to share this with everybody because it was a super easy, sounds like a lot, but it's actually not.
That round
Oh, did it?
sounds like an option.
It's
actually not.
Yeah,
It's actually not. It's a good call. And then on top of that, should you be sharing mortgage rates?
Smells good, right?
Should you be telling people mortgage rates are?
No, Rob.
No. Say it again. Should you be telling people mortgage rates are?
No.
No. Why is that?
It's scary.
No. That's right, because you're not a loan officer. Be the source of the source. Don't be the source if it's not related to real estate, because that is not your lane of expertise. So provide links, websites, anything that you need like that. Share content that matters, but share content that is related to what you do for a living, or share the resources on where you're getting the other information. So just as a side note. Okay, we good?
Yes.
Okay, try to buy you some time.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Sorry, guys. So normally that doesn't happen, but I could have taught it like that, but I wanted to be super specific to real estate agents.
They do too.
Yeah, I mean, you could have figured it out, but we're not going to do that. Okay, so here we go. Let's start over. It's the same thing, but different. So why social media matters in general, honestly, is people work with people that they know and trust. And then obviously in business and real estate, agents that they know and trust. And that just goes for general. So the world we live in today, obviously, social media is big. It's going to be more search based. So I do this, and I think it's probably because I'm in marketing, but honestly, everyone does this. My mom does this. And my grandma does this. They look up a business before they work with them. And because we live in a social media world, people look you up on social media before they look you up on Google. It's just where we're headed. And if you're not on track with that, you need to be. So when they do that, you want to have a presence on social media that maybe isn't extremely strong. Maybe it's not something you want to be extremely strong in, but it needs to reflect your business, your character, your culture, what you're about, and what you do. Because Justin said even earlier, for coaching this morning, is you want to make sure that people know that you're in real estate. You have to remind them you're in real estate. And so if they go to your social media page and they can't even tell that you're in real estate, they're not going to call you to sell their home or to buy one. So the biggest thing is creating online who you are, what you're about. And I will kind of show you how to do that if you're not doing it. And then how to do that maybe on your personal page, or if, I don't know, raise your hand if you have a business page. Okay. Raise your hand if you do both on your personal. Wow. I'm surprised. Okay, so, and this isn't, I'm not going to dog one and hype up the other because everyone's different and you want to do it your own way. But if you don't have a business page now, you don't have to get one. Don't feel like you have to have one to run your business. Just make sure, obviously, that you're compliant on your personal page if you're doing it through your personal page. And that you'll find a way to balance business content and personal content through your personal page and have like a nice flow of both. Yes.
You do have to have a business one. If you're going to run ads through command,
yes,
you have to run through a business page. But for your daily life, for your all of
yeah,
your things, you don't have to have a business.
Yeah, I figured that there was like a
Too bad.
So they research you before they actually reach out. So you want to make sure you're top of mind and everything is looking good and you're promoting yourself well. So people are following agents who consistently show up on social media. You're always in their face, whether that sounds annoying or not. It's just the truth. Looking for local expertise and market knowledge. You are the expert, and people want to feel like they know an expert. And so that's going to be huge. If you are showing your value to them, then they're going to possibly follow you. Choosing agents who feel approachable, knowledgeable, and trustworthy. That just kind of goes in hand with the other things, but it'll help you stay top of mind in your market, build trust, showcase your expertise and your listings, and generate referrals and repeat business. Because I can't tell you how many times someone has asked me a question about something, whether it's makeup or eyelashes, or this is because I'm a girl, babysitter, something like that. And I have shared their social media handle before I share their contact info. And it's just the world we live in. So yes, we still share contact info, but a lot of the times people are going to share your social media platform too. So you want to make sure that everything is going good there as well. So here's content that actually works. And I have found this just doing my research in my business, like in working at Southeast Mortgage, as well as my experience with working directly with real estate agents at a brokerage. Posting open houses and just listeds, and that's all you post, is not going to work. I mean, it may generate business, yes, but for things to stay consistent, engagement to stay consistent, following to stay consistent, and things to grow, if people are not buying or selling a home, they may not be interested in what you have to say because they're not the ones, they're not buying, they're not selling. So you've got to keep them engaged with other things to keep the flow going and to keep that engagement going and to grow that. Because the goal is to grow. You don't want to stay stagnant on social media and have 200 followers for the rest of your life, because growth is what you guys are all about. You're growing your business, and you're not going to do that if you don't change some things up and start doing some of this. And I'll kind of show you what a calendar looks like, just as an example of what that balance looks like, how to incorporate these things. So educational, this is where your expertise things are. Market updates, buying or selling tips, real estate myths, and local guides and resources. This doesn't mean that your entire month of August that you are only educational. That just is one point among many that you guys can start sharing if you're not. The reason why you do this is because you are showing that you're the expert, you're building that trust, and you're showing like, hey, I know what I'm talking about, and I want you guys to also know what I know. Personal lifestyle. This is something we started doing on Southeast Mortgage, and you'll kind of see that whether it's on your story or on your page, you need to do it. Behind the scenes, we've done this a lot, whether it's behind the scenes of an event or something we're involved in, the community, our office day to day. You're on your computer on researching homes. Like those little clips of your day, of the behind the scenes of your day, are so important. And they sound so weird and uncomfortable. It's like, I don't want to be the one that shares every snippet of my whole day. I'm not saying take a picture every time you get a coffee from Starbucks. I mean, do that if you'd like, but like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that snippets of your day on social media, they allow someone who's looking and watching to see like, oh, they're at this, like they're involved in this, or they like this, or they kind of get a glimpse of who you are, what you're involved in, and things that you're about. And that can be the educational and all the things, or your day-to-day life, or you're at a closing and you don't want to show faces, or there's just ways to do this behind the scenes and day-to-day life stuff without feeling weird and all up in your face. It's like I said, behind the scenes, day in the life, hobbies and interests, and community involvement. Those things are just things you're doing. And it's not like have your phone out all day long, feeling like you have to, you're a vlogger. You don't have to be a vlogger. Just snip a few things and put it up. And that way those followers and people that are potentially going to follow you can see who you are and what you're interested in. Social proof. This is just going to be like your client win, things that your wins, your client wins, testimonials, reviews, before and after, success stories, things that are proof of your business, proof that you're and if you're not, like, if say you've never sold a home before, that doesn't mean that this doesn't apply to you. There's other ways to show your wins. They could be small wins, those matter too. Share your wins, no matter big or small. If you're a super high producing agent, great. If you're not, also great. There's other ways to show your wins, and they may feel icky, may feel like you're boasting, may feel like you're bragging, but brag a little bit. Brag about how proud you are of yourself and your business and the business that you're building. And however that applies to you, make sure you implement it. Relationship content. This is going to be like anybody you're involved with, whether it be the partners of this office or partners you've established as well. Tagging them, stuff that you're involved with them. That's going to be the biggest thing. I was talking to Charlotte earlier about tagging people and how important that is, and leveraging their following as well. And it's not just like you're using each other. It's like you're leveraging each other's businesses, your partners. You're in this together. You want to tag them. You want them to tag you. It's going to be mutually beneficial. So do that. Shout each other out, because when you do it, other people are going to do it for you. So get involved with the community if you aren't already. Obviously, I think you guys are. From what I see, it seems like you are. So because you already are, share that. I mean, and then obviously if you're not involved, get involved and then share that. But it's also one of those things where you're not bragging. You're not bragging about being involved. You're just sharing that that's part of who you are and stuff you're proud of to be involved with. I thought you were raising your hand, Justin.
I got a question. So what's the difference between tagging somebody and then collaborating with them? Because I've seen both and
So collaborating, someone has to approve it.
okay.
So I made something last time I was here at the team meeting, and I sent it as a collab to the North Gwinnett page, and they had to accept it. When they accept it, it goes on their feed also. That's the difference. If you tag them, it doesn't go on their feed on their profile. It's just as a tag, and it appears on a different section of their page. So for Instagram specifically, if you go to KW North Gwinnett, you'll see it on the reel on their page. And then if you go to our page on Southeast Mortgage, you see the exact same thing. So it basically replicates it in two places. And that's how you would leverage content or following, because our followers saw it. And then they saw it. And then from that, I mean, I don't know the stats, but we gained followers. And in turn, I'm sure North Gwinnett did also.
Gotcha.
And then
so you can do both. You can tag and collaborate. Okay.
Yeah. And then if someone doesn't accept the collaboration, it becomes a tag.
Okay.
So it still will be there, but it will not be, it won't be on their page.
Okay.
Same thing for stories. If you tag someone on a story, it's still clickable on your end. If they don't share it on their end, of course their followers don't see it, but it's out there, the invitation's out there for them to accept it. And at least you're trying. And like a local coffee shop, for example, you feature them and you had your cup and you're like, I'm so glad to meet my client here at blah, blah, blah. I think there's one downtown. I don't know what it's called. Tension Coffee or something. They did? Oh my gosh. That used to be my coffee shop when I worked downtown. Okay.
Social media.
Well, a different coffee shop, for example, you could tag them and then just by happenstance say they shared it to their people. Like you just reached a whole nother group of people. That's the goal, is to keep reaching more people. I know touches, or what do you guys say? I know that means something. So like that's a way to just get connected with more people, because you never know that little share could turn into business. So I just encourage tagging, collabing, using those resources on social media to get the following and to get the engagement and to get the potential business. And you may not get it right off the bat, but maybe a year from now or whenever. Yeah. Yes.
Can you explain the whole tagging thing?
Absolutely.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah.
So what do you have to do in order to get more people to see your social media through tagging?
Okay, so I'm going to speak on two different platforms. So on Facebook, you would just have to use the @ symbol, and you would start typing their username, and then it would come up, like a pop-up would come up, and then you would select it. That would then notify them once you've posted that you've posted and you have mentioned them. Then that gives them the opportunity to then share it to their side of things. So on Facebook, that's kind of how it works. Same thing for Instagram. You just have to know their username when you're tagging. Sometimes, based on how you're posting, the username will populate as you start to type. Not always, but most of the time. So my tip for you guys is to know the username completely before you go to post, so that you're not stuck like, oh, well, now I have to back out and I have to go find it. So look it up, write it down. When you go to post, use the @ symbol, start writing their username out when you start to tag them. And then it'll, like I said, a drop down will come up, you'll tag them. And then once you post, then they will then get notified that you have mentioned them, and then they have the opportunity to share it with their people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, great. And the same thing for stories as well. You use the @ symbol, use their username, they'll get notified. Hashtags are different story. I'm not a huge believer in hashtags. I know they're important. We don't get like tons of engagement if we use a different one. So I'm not going to fully teach on them, but use them. You can use 5 at a time, I believe, and use them that pertain to your industry, and don't be too specific. That's all I have to say about hashtags. Don't be too specific on hashtags, because they won't reach a lot of people. And they do work, but I'm not fully invested in them. I think that leveraging following bases that are already in your industry and that are in your areas are more important, if that makes sense. Okay, so 80-20 rule. This is where I get a lot of pushback. Stop trying to sell every post. I can say this because I worked in a brokerage and I had to research people's social media accounts, and I was like wanting to scream. I was like, is all you do I just listed, I'm gonna kill you. Like, this is enough. So it's actually 80% of all of those other things I posted or I put up a minute ago, and 20% is gonna be your real estate, your salesy, your educational, relatable, hold on, here we go. 80%, all the things I just showed you, 20% direct real estate call to action. So this is gonna be your just listed open houses. I'm a real estate agent, please call me, those things. And like I said, I'll show you a calendar that lays that out a lot better so you can kind of see it. And this is not telling you what to post when, just as an example of how to balance your content. Because like I said earlier, if someone isn't buying or selling, you want to keep them engaged. This is how you do that. If you're not balancing your content, like I own a home, so I'm not looking for an open house to attend, right? But I also still want to follow you if you're posting really good stuff. You're going to keep those people who are not in the business, right, or in the business to buy or sell right now, engaged by doing this percentage. And it sounds like you're like, oh, I'm not doing my job anymore because I'm a real estate agent, I'm supposed to sell. So like me backing off of that is going to hurt me. And truthfully, it's not. There's other ways to do it. There's other ways to remind people you're an agent without directly saying it or directly posting your, your advertisements. In addition, I know that your buyers and sellers, it is on demand basis. Like a seller, if they want, I've heard of all the angry sellers you can think of because I've had the marketing push behind it. Like they're like, I have a seller who's going to actually make me lose my mind. Can you please help me? And I would give them something to post and they would want it posted like instantly because they wanted to make sure their seller was taken care of. Those things that feel like they're pressured, don't feel like you can't put it out because you're like, oh, I don't want to be too salesy. No, you want to still make your sellers happy. So obviously still put that stuff out. Just make sure that you're not spamming with the same thing over and over and over again and still have the balance of content behind you. Okay, so here's a calendar. You guys have one in your packets as well. It may be at the end or maybe in the middle. I'm not really sure.
It's at the end.
Okay, it's at the end. Yeah, I didn't want you guys to have to like stare at it the whole time if you didn't want to. So this just shows you like the balance. This doesn't mean you have to post client win every Wednesday or you have to post. Yes, you can get consistent that way and make yourself accountable to do that, but you don't have to. This just shows you like this is what your feed would look like if you were to be balanced. You're spacing things out. Now, say for instance, you have a seller that wants you to post that you have an open house or you just listed their house and they're like, I want it out now. Well, you posted social proof that day. That doesn't mean that that's all that goes up that day. Plug in your other stuff into this as demanded. I say demanded because that's how it feels sometimes. And I know you guys can relate. And that goes for me too. I have leadership that I have to listen to and they want things done. I plug in that stuff that they want done into what I already have an idea for. So same thing here. If your sellers or yourself need other stuff plugged into this, do that. Make a balance and then plug in the sales stuff also. And in turn, you're going to have that 80-20 rule happening organically. And it's going to feel more natural. Like this balance is really what you need. And if you're not doing it and you feel like you're overly salesy, you probably are. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you have to stay that way. Just start posting other topics and then you'll get to that balance that you're looking for. Visible without feeling salesy. So these are some ways you can do to be visible without posting the sales stuff. So local neighborhoods, being the expert of your area. I know that's important to you guys. There's ways to do that where you feel like you are sharing information on the area, whether it be real estate knowledge or not. I mean, it doesn't have to be how many listings are in the area right now. It could be something about the area. Did you know that they're building a whatever restaurant in Buford and it's going to open next year? Like just being the person who's knowledgeable about the area that you work in or the area that you buy and sell in. Celebrate client wins and closings. This is my favorite. Do this. If you guys aren't celebrating with your clients, I want you to start. And I know that you're excited for your clients, but I want you to publicly start showing that. Because even if they're not comfortable with getting on the camera or you're not comfortable asking them to, there's other ways to share that. Whether it be, I can't tell you how many times I've seen a screenshotted text message where they're super excited with a name blurred out. You're at a closing and you just have a picture of the closing attorney's office. There's just so many different creative ways that you can do it without feeling like you're like all up in their face with your phone. Or have a conversation, be like, hey, I really want to celebrate you. Can we take a picture together? Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Yeah. But get those wins and get them out there. Like I said, it's not bragging, it's being proud of yourself as you should be. And when you celebrate your clients, they are more inclined to celebrate you. Like it goes, like I said, mutual beneficial thing. It goes with clients as well. Market insights in plain English. This means dumb it down a little bit. I am not a loan officer. So when I talk to Chris and if I ask him a question about a loan, I'm like, hold on. Actually, don't know what you just said. Can you dumb it down for me? This goes for social media too. People don't know, a buyer, seller, first-time home buyers have no idea the process of buying a home. They don't know anything about market, the rates, like they just may not know. So make sure you get in their mindset when you're posting about the market. So yes, you want to sound educated, sure, but you also want the person reading it to feel like they understand what you're talking about. So be the expert, but do it in a way where you're not overcomplicating it for your viewer. Behind the scenes of your business, talked about this earlier, whether it's snippets of your day, the process, whatever, your team meetings, coaching, a Zoom call that you're on. Like there's just so many ways you can share about what you're doing in your real estate business. And then if you hear like frequently asked questions from buyers and sellers, answer them on social media. Especially if they're like a lot of the same question. Like I've been hearing a lot about this. You know, I wanted to share this about that. And share your answer. And then maybe you've only been asked it once. Act like you've been asked it 100 times and just share that your insight so that the question that you've been asked or the question that you think maybe people are wanting to know, that it's a focus and it's something you guys can talk about and elaborate. It's just another form of content that you guys can come up with and plug into that balance we talked about. Okay, don't do this. Or anything like this. This is chaos. Not, I mean, print or social media, this is horrendous. Obviously, this is exaggerated. But do not feel like you have to spam social media with everything you know about the house. You don't. Because you want them to call you. You want them to know more. You want you to be able to tell them more about the home that you know so much about. But if you give them all the information, they have no reason to call you. A lot of this, for example, doesn't need to be said on social media or on flyer in general. Second is that a lot of this information, if you did want it blasted out to the world based on your seller or whatever, there's a clean way to do it, obviously here. In addition, a lot of the information that maybe is here that you wanted to say can go in a caption. Because like you do not want them to know every little detail. So I saw someone the other day at a brokerage that's not KW post their entire listing description on their flyer. And I was like, why?
Too much.
Like way too much. I mean, even half of it's too much. They're lengthy and they should be. But like you want to be able to give that to your clients, not or to the other agent. You don't want to be able them to know every detail. So this is obviously very tacky and not trendy and not nice looking. I just show that this is like way too much info for social media. This is more so what you need to post. Something clean, something inviting, something trendy, modern, and that reflects your brand. You all probably have your own, as well as you have KW to leverage as well. Obviously, Justin talked about how making sure that you are compliant when you post. I know this because I worked in a real estate office for a long time, that making sure, you know, both logos are on there, they're equal size, all that good stuff. Make sure you're doing that. I don't know how you'd be able to put that on this one. So there.
Can I add one thing to that?
Absolutely.
So there's going to be an email that's coming out at the end of the week because the brokers just had a big meeting with Greg. And I know for those that were here a few weeks ago with David and the broker boys were here talking about how Greg is not playing.
Yeah.
Like it is like they are finding people. They're not even giving warnings anymore. They are finding people left and right. So if you aren't sure what's supposed to go on your marketing flyers, please ask because there are rules around that. And it also includes your email signature. Your email signature is marketing because you are marketing yourself along with the brokerage. And so the rules apply to your email signature. So double check that. But I'm going to send out specifics. I've asked them to make some examples. So it is very dumbed down that everybody can understand.
Yeah.
That everybody just kind of knows, oh, I'm missing that. Or you can't just have your cell phone. You have to have the brokerage main number. And so there's just rules around that. And it applies to more than I think people realize.
Oh yeah. And I was when I was at the brokerage, I had to deal with the compliance side because my broker was like, hey, can you actually do this part and like learn all about compliance and teach them? And I was like, that sounds like a lot. At the time though, Greg didn't have a lot of people. Now they have up their staff and up
It is
everything.
game on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
The brokers are very busy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was here for the case studies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And when I heard that, I was like, oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. It's
So, yeah.
legit.
Make sure that you are compliant in all the ways on everything you do.
Mhm.
Because you do not, we had someone get in trouble for a sign that she just put her logo.
I got 2 calls this week for people, there were agents of non-KW who called to turn in our agents for non-compliance road signs.
Yep. Yep, we had a road sign and we actually had, she created it, sent it to us, and we had nothing to do with it on the marketing end. But she got in a lot of trouble because it just had her logo and that's it. She had no idea.
Those are people that have way more time. They need to go sell a
I
house.
actually just said that.
That's
Just
Go sell
But
it.
there's people out there that they just want to get somebody in trouble. So don't be that person.
And make sure your side of the road is clean before you go and turn somebody in. I'm just saying, because they will look at you too.
That is a real thing.
But
Anyway,
yes.
I just want,
No, that's a great
That's
point.
coming up, to talk about that.
So that goes hand in hand with creating things. Obviously, don't create things ugly and tacky and too much. But then when you do it clean and nice, that makes sure you're compliant and make sure that it looks good. I mean, and then have a second eye. Send it to somebody else, to your peers or someone else you know in the industry or a friend or somebody, and be like, hey, what do you think about this? And then if they're like, they're a true friend, they're gonna tell you the truth. I had one of my colleagues the other day. I sent something to her. I created. She was like, please don't hate me. I was like, give it to me. She was like, you can do better. I'm like, actually, you're right. I rushed that. So, and then, or I AI'd it. Like, don't rely on AI for everything. Just make sure your personal branding is in everything you do. Your hand is in it and your eyes are on it. And that maybe you have a second eye too. If you're not fully comfortable yet with marketing, social media, things like that, get someone else to look at it. Take a peek. And then building trust online. So consistency. Who has a problem with social media consistency in here? I figured. Only because that is something it's so hard to do, is to stay consistent. And it's like to promise yourself, I'm going to post every day for the month of August, and then be like, oh, I posted 3 times. So my goal, my tidbit on that is saying, like, make something realistic a goal and actually do that. Don't say like, oh, I have to post like every single day. Be like, actually, I'm going to post twice this week. That sounds more like something I can handle. And then build on that. That's how you obtain consistency. Is make it realistic, then build. But don't feel like you have to build right offhand, because that's really hard to do. Fast communication. That's just like if someone reaches out via social media that you're connecting with them on a good pace. Educational content, being the expert, showing your personality. This is really big. This just goes hand in hand with everything, is showing who you are through your social media. Because people, you're going to find your people that way. Like, people want to connect with someone that they enjoy being around, talking to. And I think if you share your personality on your social media, they're going to see that and be like, oh, I actually vibe with that person. I'm going to connect with them because there's someone that I feel like I can talk to and I can work with. And everyone's got their own personalities in here, I'm assuming. So show that so that you find your people and they find you. Client experiences, and then professional branding. This is obviously personal and your corporate branding for KW, making sure that you use Keller Williams Keller Williams Realty Atlanta Partners.
5 words.
The whole thing.
Yep.
And then this is where it hurts you. Disappearing for weeks, overly salesy content, and poor quality graphics, inconsistent branding, and negative. I talked to Charlotte about this, inconsistent branding. I am a stickler for inconsistent branding. Like, I can't with it. But what I mean by that is, if I went to someone, this is a great example. If I went to someone's page and I saw red, purple, blue, green, white, gray, brown, and it was just like messy, and you're scrolling and you can't really figure out what their colors even are, what's their logo, who are these people, that is what you don't want. You don't want someone to go to your page and not kind of understand what your branding looks like. They should know within 3 scrolls, not who you are, obviously, that's a bigger picture, but like what your branding is or who you are associated with. If you do not have your own branding, that's not a problem. Use your KW branding and make sure you consistently do that. If you don't, it's going to look messy to a normal follower, a home buyer, a seller, your peers, competitors. You want to be the person who's got it all together. And if you've been doing kind of this, that, and using Canva as a resource, Canva is great. But don't just use Canva templates that have 13 colors and then change it up every time you do it. It needs to be consistently the same all the time so that people, when they go to your page, they can see that you know what you're doing with your business, and that they can kind of understand, oh yeah, they're the ones that's orange and yellow. Like, that's just an example. Don't do those colors. But they know who you are just by glance, and not, it doesn't look like a rainbow. And that's just not color wise, that's also logo wise. But yeah, so it's 12. You want me to
Oh, it is.
wrap up? Yeah.
Oh, I'm in the weeds listening.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we'll stop, pause here, and then she's gonna continue on back at the 12:30
Yes.
session.
I will start at 12:30 if you guys want some more. I have a little bit more I can share with you guys on social media, and then yeah, I'll be here for a little while.
Got any questions for her?
Any questions?
Tagging versus collabing and hashtagging and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
That's one of my favorites.
Who in here finds it hard to post on social media? Like the majority of
Me
it.
too.
Yeah. Why is that? I probably take 10 pictures a day of all these random things, and I
We're
don't,
judging on the other people that are.
because I don't share anything.
No,
I don't even look at anybody else's.
So you're like a lot of this is like, oh, I don't want to post that. Like, people are gonna think that's weird, or like that's not, I don't know. And then you second guess yourself, even though you've already probably taken a picture.
Right.
Like, you already have it, but it's putting it out there for the public to see that you're just like, no, actually, I'm not good. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah.
So I am committed. This is the reason that she's here today, and this is like bringing Charlotte in, talking about I am committed to doing better. I have committed to doing a calendar, and Charlotte and I are going to work together for the market center and just building out who we are and telling our story, because our story is amazing. Our market center is amazing, and I'm most not partial. I've been in a lot of other ones. Yeah, preach. So I feel like we are not telling our story the way that we should, and I want you to tell your story about who you are the way you should, even if it's just one post a week. I think just starting somewhere is better than not starting at all. It's like, don't wait for perfection, just start with progress. And so just highly encourage everybody to do that, because I'm going to be doing the same, because I am not a random, like, yeah, like example, I'm leaning into my uncomfortableness, and I encourage everybody else to do the same. So we're going to be talking about this a lot more as we just all start failing our way through. So it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be fantastic.
I love it.
All right, Ashley, want to come on up?